Tom is who?
It's my stepdad once removed.
It was the kind of relationship any blended family dreams of.
He would call me his daughter. I referred to him as my dad.
Jade Janks says she loved her stepdad, Tom.
It's hard to come by somebody you just feel that you can trust completely, and I did feel that way.
Their bond was closer than most.
He'd always say, nobody will ever love you like I do.
They shared everything.
Did you think there was anything wrong about allowing him to use your prescribed medication?
It seemed innocent enough to me.
Except for a life-changing secret.
She had found some nude photos of herself on her stepfather's computer.
Bumped his computer and found so many naked photos, just cropped and dissected.
The pictures Jade described would never be found, but something else would.
I was informed that a body had been located.
All roads soon point to Jade.
So tell me about Tom. What is he like? What relationship do you have with him?
Can you tell me what I'm being about? I'm just really nervous with what to answer. This seems like a really big deal, and I don't want to say something wrong.
The evidence against her is hard to refute.
She said she killed her stepdad and asked me to move the body with her. And I said, I can't help you.
And then detectives find her text messages.
I just dosed the hell out of him. It's going to be weekend at Bernie's. He is super medicated and I can't carry him alone. I also can't keep a kicking body in my truck. He's waking up and I really need help.
The prosecution has one theory.
And she would have gotten away with it if she just got him into his bed.
The defense, another.
You have to make that leap, from a loving stepdaughter, from somebody who cared about this individual, to a cold, calculating murderer.
But a bone-chilling question remains. Is Jade Janks really telling the truth?
Did you kill him?
No.
This is Crimes of Passion by Law&Crime. I'm Sierra Gillespie. There's an age-old adage most of us have heard. Blood is thicker than water, meaning family roots are stronger than all others. But what happens when there's no real blood shared between the family? In this case, there's no blood shed either. A stepdaughter accused of killing her stepfather. So what's the truth? Did Jade Janks kill her stepfather? Or was this all just some big misunderstanding?
I tried to pull his leg and his pajama pant lifted and his leg was cold.
Did you think Tom Merriman was dead at that point?
I knew he was. I wasn't just trying to dump his body.
What were you trying to do?
I didn't really know what to do.
Jade Sasha Janks was born on October 14th, 1983, to Jeanette and Steve Janks. When Jade was just 3 months old, her parents got divorced. She'd spent the rest of her childhood being raised mainly by her father, spending most of that time in Southern California.
So you've been in the Solana Beach area for a while?
Oh, yeah.
By her own account, Jade had a strained relationship with her mother, even into adulthood.
So you said you haven't spoken to her in 12 years?
At least, maybe 13.
Okay. Any reason why?
She's nuts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's been arrested under so many combinations of those names. It's ridiculous.
Okay, so she's arrested for what?
I think drugs, child abuse.
Okay.
She's crazy, but she's just better for me to know.
Okay, all right. And so she was married to Tom.
Mm-hmm.
And what's Tom's last name?
Merriman.
Merriman, okay.
Tom Merriman would become a key person in Jade's life.
I first met him when I was about 14 years old. Is when, yeah.
How did you meet him?
So, as I said, I was raised by my father. My mom was kind of in and out the picture. She called me one day. She was married and pregnant, and with my now half brother. And so I'd gone and spent the weekend and met him.
In 1996, Jade's half-brother Cash Merriman was born. Like any eager older sister, Jade wanted to get to know Cash and help with the baby. That's really where her relationship with Tom began. But it was a slow burn through Jade's teenage years, from about age 14 to 18.
Did you think of him at that period of time as a stepfather or father figure to you?
At that time, not really, no. I mean, he would try to kind of take on that role, but no, not at that time.
I mean, you didn't have any issues with him?
No, there's no issues.
Okay. No, you didn't, you had no ill will toward him?
No.
As the years went on, Tom and Jade grew closer. By the time she was 18, Cash was just starting kindergarten. When her mom forgot to pick him up from his first day of school, Jade swooped in to help. And that's when she started feeling closer to Tom.
So my mom's got her issues, so that kind of brought us closer together, and that's when I'd say he took on more of a, I'd say sort of like a parental type role. You know, he would call me his daughter. I referred to him as my dad. So we became close.
So when you say your mom's issues brought you together, what do you mean by that?
My she's had problems with drugs and alcohol over the years, as well as some mental health issues. So there were times she'd just go a little off the wall, so to speak, and kind of either against Tom or myself, or, you know, if she was yelling at Tom, I'd try to pick up my brother and get him away from it. And then eventually she actually ended up getting arrested. And when she was in jail, we basically, at that point, she was pretty bad. And we kind of, it's almost like we disappeared in the night. We cleared out the house and found a new place to rent. And then the three of us, being my stepdad, my brother, and I, all lived together for the next number of years.
Okay. So you kind of rallied around supporting your stepbrother.
Yeah, he became, he was like my kid. I loved him.
And what was your relationship with Tom Merriman like at this time?
It was good. So, I don't really want to speak ill of anybody, but when my mom was having an episode, the one that kind of got us separated, she's known to be really manipulative and deceiving, and she tells the most outlandish lies that it's almost like it's so crazy you kind of want to believe it. So we had to kind of band together and trust each other. No matter what she said or how she tried to kind of con anybody, just know, like, you know, we're in this together. And it worked, and we were able to get away from her and have my brother without any problems. So it really formed a really, like, special bond. I mean, it was somebody that I felt I trusted, and we had, it's hard to come by somebody you just feel that you can trust completely, and I did feel that way.
The years go by, and each family member falls into their roles. By 2020, Jade is now 37 years old and working as an interior designer.
And what's the name of your interior design company?
Jade Janks Interiors.
And what do you do there?
So it's residential, mostly residential. I kind of do a mix between design and decor. So design being like constructions type space planning, and then decor with furniture, and I make houses beautiful and comfortable.
Jade runs her business out of the beautiful and upscale Solana Beach, California, the same place she's called home for years. And family is still close by.
So let's talk about your relationship with Tom. If you guys even have a relationship, as far as I know, you haven't spoken to your mom for 12 or 13 years now. What about Tom? You guys live not too far from each other, right?
Yeah, that was coincidental.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah, that we're neighbors.
But according to Jade, things have been off with Tom.
So Tom, well, not inappropriate with me. I've trusted him more than anybody. I've been comfortable, but there's always something kind of skeezy. So like if he was to show up, let me just back up. So, you know, he'll call me one day, say, let's do dinner on Tuesday next week. Okay, and then the week goes by, and then most people kind of confirm, are we still on Tuesday, or I'm heading over, but he'd just kind of show up. So a lot of times I'd forget, and he'd just show up. And if he did, towards the end of the day, if, for example, if I was wearing like a t-shirt and not a bra, I'd kind of find a way to excuse myself to go to the bathroom and put one on. He wasn't ever like ogling me or said anything, but it was just kind of, I didn't even notice it until later that I actually did that.
So, I mean, are you thinking about this in retrospect, or at the time, did you have any kind of concerns?
It's always like that, so I just always kind of felt that way. I never felt like he was just watching me, but there's just always been like an underlayment of, and it's just that voice in your head kind of like, just like a little red flag or some warnings.
I mean, did he express his feelings towards you?
Yeah, well, he'd always say, nobody will ever love you like I do, which looking back sounds a little unnerving, but he would just always say it. So.
And he'd say that to you, or he texted to you?
Both. He'd say it all the time.
But it's more than just these bizarre comments. Jade says Tom's been acting out in a concrete way.
He had a big thing about, having his whiskey after work. And he'd always he'd keep bottles of either Jack Daniels or some other kind of whiskey at my house, so there's always some for him. And then it got, I don't remember how far into it, but he'd just show up too drunk, and then a couple of times he told me he'd smoked pot before he came over. And I couldn't understand anything he was saying. There was no conversation. He couldn't hear me. So I told him when he'd sobered up, just not to come over that messed up, because there's no point.
So did those incidents, did they cause you any concerns for your safety?
No.
So they're more like an annoyance rather than...
It's just,
Leading.
Well, you never actually got the question. So go ahead and ask your question.
Would you consider them a threat or an annoyance?
An annoyance.
Tom's health has been declining too. He's recently had a pacemaker put in and has been diagnosed with COPD, a condition that makes it really difficult to breathe.
So what information did you have about Mr. Merriman and using prescription drugs?
He told me he was prescribed some things for, I believe, his heart and blood pressure, and then he was trying to get on new sleeping pills.
Okay.
And then eventually did.
Did he express to you why he needed sleeping pills?
He told me he doesn't sleep. He's had sleep, and he also has, I don't know if it has anything to do with it, but I know he's got sleep apnea. So I don't know how that works.
Did you share medication?
I have, yes.
When I say share medication, I mean with Mr. Merriman.
Yes, most of the time it was, he'd ask me for a medication, or I'd tell him to try something. Yeah, I did.
Okay. Did you ever use any of his medications?
No.
So it was mostly a one-way street with him requesting medication from you?
Correct.
Did you give it to him?
I'd either give it to him or he'd just take it.
Okay, wait, so what do you mean he'd just take it?
A lot of times, he'll say, what's the name, how many milligrams, so I'll go get the bottle and look, and then he'll just kind of help himself to it.
Did you think there was anything wrong about allowing him to use your prescribed medication?
No.
Why not?
I just did, nothing was like a dangerous pill that could hurt him. I'm not an expert, but there wasn't anything that was major and it was gonna, have bad effects or hurt him or anything. I just didn't see, it seemed innocent enough to me.
Jade says she gave Tom a variety of medications, including trazodone, gabapentin, and Klonopin. For any of these drugs, when they're mixed or used with alcohol or opioids, it can slow down breathing. So much so, it can be fatal. Jade says this is something she worries about with Tom, especially when she gets a frightening call while on vacation in Mexico.
So he called me one night. He was slurring, and he kept saying that he was beat up, and it sounded like somebody broke his ribs, and he was beat up, and he's bleeding from the head, and I couldn't really make out, what are you talking about? And he's like, yeah, I'm beat up, they beat me up, and then it turns out, finally, what I was able to understand was he'd been drinking, and he basically fell a bunch of times and managed to crack his own ribs and hurt his head.
You said during your answer there that, because of like the falling, the drinking and the falling, is that something that happened more than once?
Yeah, it wasn't abnormal.
By December 15th, 2020, Tom is in bad shape. He's fallen again and broken multiple ribs. Jade calls paramedics and he's taken to Scripps Hospital. He spends nearly 3 weeks in medical care recovering until December 31st, 2020, when he's released. It's Jade, the loving stepdaughter, who picks Tom up from Avira Healthcare Center in her silver Toyota 4Runner. He's being discharged with a combination of drugs, including Ambien, oxycodone, and trazodone. The next time anyone sees Jade is the next day, on January 1st, 2021. She's in her Toyota 4Runner, but Tom is nowhere to be found.
Okay. So tell me about Tom. What is he like? What relationship do you have with him?
Can you tell me what I'm being about? I'm just really nervous with what to answer. This seems like a really big deal, and I don't want to say something wrong. Can you tell me?
Well, we're trying to find Tom. Do you know where Tom is?
No.
Jade has been pulled over by San Diego sheriff's deputies and is now in custody. Investigators say Tom's family hasn't seen him in over 48 hours, and they know Jade was the last person with him.
He just got released from the hospital yesterday.
Okay. Did you see him yesterday?
Yeah, I picked him up from the hospital.
Okay. Do you know where he went?
No.
You were the last one to see him because you picked him up from the hospital. So that's why we want to talk to you about him.
But there's something detectives know that Jade doesn't.
Last night, a friend of mine asked me to come over, and she said that she had possibly killed, or she said she killed her stepdad, and asked me to move the body with her. And I said, I can't help you.
That's the voice of Adam Siplak, one of Jade's friends. The recording comes from a 911 call Adam made at 9:30 a.m. on January 1st.
I said, I need to get out of here. I have a son to raise. I was at that house for probably 15 minutes. And I never saw the body. And I left. And I stewed on this all night. I know I should have called right then. I didn't know what to do. And I barely slept. I was thinking about it all night. I waited 12 hours to call. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because I was stupid, and I'm scared to death. I don't want to be a part of this. I didn't have anything to do with her there. You know what I mean? I have all these text messages that show I was somewhere else. And I don't know if she really killed this guy. She said that he was taking pictures of her. It's her stepdad that lives in the house next door.
Adam is frantic, but detectives are able to glean some key pieces of information from the call. Jade has confessed to murdering her stepdad. She's given a motive, too, that she found some photos. But before detectives can get to the bottom of what all that means, they begin the search for Tom.
So did you yourself go to do the welfare check?
I later did the welfare check, yes.
Did you come to learn what happened to Mr. Merriman's cell phone?
Later it was discovered that Mrs. Janks was in possession of it. So when we conduct our welfare check, we're looking for individuals. So we enter the property, we say sheriff's department, we look around. I went into the area looking for anywhere where somebody could be, bathroom, kitchen, everything was pretty visible from the sliding glass door. I went back to the back bedroom. I looked around to see if he was laying in bed or anywhere else, or maybe on the ground somewhere that needed help or anything like that. Then I checked the bathroom. He wasn't in any of those locations.
As detectives perform the welfare check on January 1st, there's no sign of Tom. Around the same time, Jade is taken into custody. She speaks with detectives briefly before she invokes her right to an attorney. She's then released at about 4:30 a.m. on January 2nd. But hours later, detectives are granted a search warrant of Tom's property. With that in hand, they make a shocking discovery.
I was informed that a body had been located.
Tom's body is found in his own driveway, wrapped in a blanket and hidden under a pile of trash, tools, and empty cardboard boxes. An autopsy the following day determines Tom had high levels of Ambien and other prescription drugs in his system. His cause of death was ruled as acute intoxication combined with suffocation/strangulation. Immediately, detectives track down Jade, who they find at her biological father's home.
What was she arrested for?
She was arrested for murder.
As detectives begin the investigation into Jade's involvement, the dark truth soon comes to light. Jade painted herself as a loving and devoted stepdaughter, but text messages from her own phone say otherwise.
He just said, if I ever have a problem to call you, but I lost your number and I have a problem.
And the next message after that?
Incoming from Alan Roach. Yeah, we can meet up for sure. And this problem, is it a problem with someone you need help with, or a private problem of yours you may need my help with?
And her response?
Best to chat in person. And then she says, personal.
These are messages between Jade and someone named Alan Roach, known by the nickname The Fixer. On December 26, 2020, while Tom is still in recovery, Jade texts The Fixer, saying they need to, quote, figure out a plan. Days later, on December 28th, she texts again.
Anyway, I'm waiting for the hospital to call me back, but so far it seems like he's getting his strength back. I think the time to come up with a plan is fast approaching.
And the next text message after that?
Also, his insurance cancels at the end of the month, and I am not sure if he has paid for his new medical plan. So if he is not insured, they will give him the boot real quick. Yes, so I heard back he is getting a lot stronger and barely using his walker. They aren't sure how long he will still be there, but my estimate is until the insurance runs out. They will only call me for the discharge instructions the day of. I may have an idea.
Complete with the power of attorney over Tom, Jade stands to gain everything if Tom were to die suddenly.
Is there a text by Miss Janks?
I've given this some thought and have an easy solution, but I'm running out of time, and I'm sorry, but I do need to speak to you tonight.
I want to direct your attention to that same page at 7:37 p.m.
KK, if you don't think you will be able to come through, I get it. Just please let me know now. Everything is time sensitive at this point.
Did you see any text messages that Miss Janks expressed a fear of Tom coming home?
Yes, there were several.
And in order to appease that fear, did she tell Mr. Roach about anything that she did in her room?
Yes, she did. And I've been sleeping with a tarp on the floor next to my bed because it makes noise. And who would attack a girl when she has a tarp laid out next to her bed? I've got a knife and an iron rod by the bed too, so worst case, the tarp will make for easier cleanup.
But the most incriminating texts of all come at the very end of 2020.
Going back to the text message on December 31st, 11:30, I just dosed the hell out of him, stopping for a whiskey, then stopping at Dixieland's stall. Do you remember approximately what time you saw Miss Janks on the Dixieline video inside the store?
It was around noon on the 31st.
The time of the text message of I just dosed the hell out of him?
That is 11:30 a.m.
We go to the next page, page 60 of the exhibit, at 12:39 p.m. Dude, I can't carry him either back in my car or to his house. I'm not strong enough. Can you come like right now? I had to call someone to help me carry him inside. I wish you were closer.
So is he at his place then?
Nope, my trunk. I don't think he is feeling well.
What the hell? Why did they release him?
He did charge himself discharged.
So how did he end up in your trunk, LOL? Is he Congus?
Could that mean conscious in his poor spelling?
That's my understanding of it.
By 2:38 p.m., Jade's texts become desperate.
He's waking up. I didn't want to be the one to do this.
Hold up, I can send my partner right now to come help you. He is with the business. Let me know he can be there in less than 15 minutes. Let me know ASAP. He can be there. He is literally sitting on the side of the road waiting for my call.
2:44 p.m. I really didn't want to involve that many people. But yeah, you trust him?
Definitely trust he with it. I told him to just help you get him in the house.
And how long will it take you to get here?
His name is Brian. He legit. What's your address again?
I'm super uncomfortable and trusting you.
Okay, don't worry, you're in good hands. And my other buddy, he had a great idea, just like I thought. So I tell you when I see you.
A third man by the name of Brian Solomon is added to the scheme that Jade is now addressing with some sick humor.
How soon will your friend get here? It's going to be Weekend at Bernie's. And let me pause there, that's at 2:53 p.m. Have you ever seen Weekend at Bernie's?
Yes, a long time ago.
And what is the movie about?
The movie's about a man named Bernie who is murdered, and it's staged to look like an overdose, as I recall. And his two nephews, as I recall, show up to his summer house or something and have to pretend like he's still alive.
And they move him around?
Yes.
And Bernie is limp?
Yes, in the movie.
Brian Solomon shows up at the home but realizes he's in over his head, so he leaves. And the texts from Jade to the fixer become even more frantic.
You don't understand. He is super medicated and I can't carry him alone. I also can't keep a kicking body in my truck. He's waking up and I really need help. I'm not strong enough and not sure how to proceed, but I'm about to club him on the head as he is waking up. As I said before, I'm just frustrated. I asked you for help and I get it's happened quick, but what the am I supposed to do? He's in pain and I'm not strong enough, but he is very aware now and I'm on my own. Why are you not responding? I am not okay. All I have asked today was for you to assist me. That didn't happen. You shined me and I already reacted. I now I have hours till bruising shows, and I just need to get him inside. I am not strong enough. So I am asking one last time, can you please get your here now? Because plan B doesn't end well for me, and I am literally on a timed schedule.
How it ends for Jade? She's arrested and charged with Tom's murder after his body is found covered in trash. Prosecutors allege she drugged him and then strangled him and suffocated him with a plastic bag. Jade's defense, however, flips the script and paints Tom as the evil and strange stepfather.
Tom's always been something I've kind of kept like a secret, or, I didn't really discuss with friends or family because he's an embarrassment.
Jade alleges Tom took his unrequited love of her to a shocking new level.
I told him that, I told you guys that, I'd gone down to his house, to Tom's house, and to help clean and bumped his computer and found so many naked photos, just cropped and dissected.
While Tom was in treatment for his broken ribs, Jade alleges she went over to his house to clean up. She says she accidentally bumped his computer, waking up the screensaver. At that moment, she says everything changed. She claims to have found years' worth of naked photos of herself. She's confided all this to her friend Adam, the same man who would later make that famed 911 call.
So what did Mr. Siplak say?
He just gave me a hug. He's like, he's like, that's up. He started going on. He's asking me like if any of them he asked me where they were from and asked me if any of them were from when I was, a child or a teenager. And he just started calling him like effing pervert.
Those alleged inappropriate photos are nowhere to be found, but Jade has an excuse for this.
I was freaking out that, Tom was going to wake up, he was going to go home, he's going to see these pictures, he's going to come attack me, and it just kept kind of going in my head. And eventually I got angry, and I went and I poured some of the Jack Daniels that I got, I poured it on his desktop computer. And then I took out, I don't really know, I have a Mac and the PCs are a bit different, but I took out what I thought was the hard drive and destroyed. I was angry, and I didn't want him to see that I had changed it. I didn't want him to see it. I didn't want them to be there anymore.
Jade also claims it was normal for Tom to call her when he's intoxicated or over-medicated. She says she usually let him sleep it off in the car, but this time it was different.
As I woke up, I got up and I went to the car to see if he was still there, if he had gone home.
Was he there?
Yes.
Okay, so describe what you saw.
He was there, and he just looked the same as he hadn't moved. I mean,
Was he awake?
no.
Did he appear to be sleeping?
Yes.
Did you think he was dead?
I didn't want to think that.
Okay, why not?
I didn't want him to be dead.
Okay, so what's going through your head at this point?
I really just wanted him to be asleep, and I just wanted, I don't know, there's part of me that's like, oh my God, what if he is dead? Like, but it's like, no, this can't be true. It can't. And I went in full panic.
So you drove your vehicle from your residence to his residence?
Yes.
Okay, and then you opened the trunk of your car?
Yes.
Okay. Did you touch Mr. Merriman?
Yes.
What did you feel?
I tried to pull his leg, and his pajama pant lifted, and his leg was cold.
Ms. Janks,
Sorry.
did you think Tom Merriman was dead at that point?
I knew he was.
How then does Tom go from dying in Jade's car accidentally to being found days later wrapped in a blanket and covered in trash?
So it's now New Year's Day morning. Tom Merriman is in your trunk of your vehicle, and letting him sleep it off at night actually may not have been such a good idea.
No.
And you now have a pretty good idea that he might be dead.
Yes.
Again, Ms. Janks, you had a cell phone. Did you think about calling 911?
I was scared too.
Why were you scared?
I didn't want to get blamed. I mean, I was the one that picked him up. I was the one that, I just destroyed his computer. People knew about the photo, so it wasn't like I was going to hide it. I destroyed it, and then I didn't get him in the hospital. I wasn't able to get him in, and I didn't try harder. And I didn't want to get blamed for killing him.
Did you kill him?
No.
So now it's New Year's Day morning.
Sorry.
It's New Year's Day morning, and Mr. Merriman now is lying. He's dead, in the driveway of his residence. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. What do you do?
I panicked. I didn't want the neighbor to see him. And I didn't know how to move him, so I put the blanket over him. And I got empty boxes and just kind of stacked it, made it look like just like a pile of debris. I didn't know what to, I didn't know what to do. I wasn't just trying to like dump his body.
What were you trying to do?
I didn't really know what to do. I wish I could answer. It's confusing. I was sad that he was dead, but then I thought there was maybe something wrong with me because, I mean, he's so mad. He's just a sick person.
Jade can't deny she hid Tom's body, but the crux of her defense rests on the argument that she didn't kill Tom. He overdosed on his own.
We know that Jade Janks and Thomas Merriman had a relationship, a familial relationship. It's clear, because there's no other evidence any other way, that Jade Janks and Tom Merriman loved each other. When you talk about motive to kill, you have to make that leap, from a loving stepdaughter, from somebody who cared about this individual, to, if you believe Mr. Del Portillo's theory, a cold, calculating murderer. Really, there's nothing in between based on his analysis. She's either planned this to murder him, or she didn't. It was accident of some type or another. But it's important to take that into account because motive, although they don't have to prove motive, it's something you can consider in determining whether somebody's guilty or not. And in this case, Miss Janks really had no motive to kill her stepfather. She had motive to scream at him. She had motive to yell at him, to call him names, to call him, disgusting and vile for taking her pictures, for finding pictures of her when she was in her teens and putting them on her computer, for having hundreds and hundreds of photos cached with different parts of her body. Yeah, she had a motive to scream at him and a motive to call him out for what he was. But he'd kill somebody, to kill your stepfather, somebody you love, somebody you're there for all day long? No, it doesn't work that way.
But prosecutors say there's more than motive and circumstantial evidence. There's real evidence.
The entire time she was speaking to the police, she knew where Tom was. She buried him under that pile of trash. She knew he was dead. His family was looking for him. And she lied to the police. You could see her shaking her head no when she said, I didn't know where Tom is. You could hear her saying, oh, that's weird. He just got released from the hospital. Knowing the entire time he is buried in that pile of trash that she made. And she would have gotten away with it if she just got him into his bed. That's the scariest part. You heard the experts. This would have been an overdose.
Jurors spend more than one full day in the deliberation room, arguing and weighing the evidence, until December 21st, 2022, just 10 days shy of the 2-year anniversary of Tom's death.
We, the jury, in the above entitled cause, find the defendant, Jade Sasha Janks, guilty of the crime of murder.
On March 6th, 2023, Jade's sentencing hearing is held. There, she's able to make a final statement before learning her fate.
Tom came into my life when I was just a little girl and exerted influence during that early stage of development when I was still figuring things out. Unfortunately, that influence manifested itself into appropriate touch, coercion, reckless behavior, and complete violation of what I now realize is years of psychological manipulation. All of this came crashing down on me when I found hundreds of naked photos of myself on his computer, self-shattered. I'm still picking up the pieces, and it's my sincerest hope that over the next few years, I can put the pieces back and heal from this trauma. I'm sorry I didn't act the way I was supposed to that day. I think about it every day since. And to Tom's family, I understand you hate me for what you believe I did to Tom. However, there's a lot more than you'll ever understand.
Her biological father speaks on her behalf too.
Firstly, I can only imagine what she went through when she found out that Tom, her stepfather, a person she trusted, that she called Dad, was a sick, perverted individual. All I can say is this fight is not over. I truly believe that an injustice has taken place.
But the statements from Tom's own brother tell a different story.
My nephew, Tom's son, is now without his mentor and protector. This, Judge, is the most devastating consequence of Tom's death. I am gravely concerned about his mental and spiritual health with the conditions the killer placed on him. Was that part of the plan? Or did a drug-addled lifelong criminal mind not consider that fact?
Finally, the judge hands down a sentence.
She will be committed to the Department of Corrections for the term of the rest of her life in prison, with a minimum eligibility of parole date for 25 years from now. So in essence, 25 years to life.
Jade Janks is now serving out her sentence at the Central California Women's Facility in Chowchilla, California. She will be eligible for parole for the first time in 2047. As for Alan Roach, the man known as the Fixer, he was never charged in connection with Tom's murder. He cooperated with the investigation, though he didn't testify at trial. Brian Solomon did testify, saying after he arrived to the scene and realized Jade wanted him to help commit murder, he left immediately. He also was never charged. A once loving family ripped apart by lies, deceit, and greed. A father figure's love and devotion rewarded only with betrayal when a once loving daughter leaves him to die alone. This has been Crimes of Passion by Law&Crime. I'm Sierra Gillespie.